So these are our super buckets. This is Halloween candy buckets inspired by old school pumpkin buckets and that sort of thing. We have He-Man and Skeletor, here we're seeing for the first time, Optimus Prime, Megatron, and of course the Alien. These are all blow molded plastic, made just like the old style ones, perfect to carry your candy around on Halloween. And then we have, also new this round, is the Misfits Feed.
Now, are these the horror ones, the Universal Monster ones? Those were sculpted by the Horsemen, correct?
Yes, these were
the new ones. Were they sculpted by the Horsemen as well?
Yeah, so far all of these have been these are all Four Horsemen sculptures, and then we've got then down below this we have the Super Soapies. These are inspired by the classic Universal Monsters shampoo bottles from the 1960s. And so we've expanded that format and made new Universal Monsters as well as Alien, Kane with the Face Hugger, Bride of Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Metalooning Mutant, and of course Pee-wee Herman.
That's funny how you throw Pee-wee in with the horror monsters.
Exactly. We've got some retro Halloween masks. That line will be expanding into next year as well. And then up here in the deluxe case, we have the Super Cyborg Transformers. We have Optimus Prime and Megatron with the removable chest so you can see their robotic inner guts. And then Megatron we're seeing for the first time as a fully painted plastic. Optimus Prime, this is the first time we've seen him in his classic G1 cartoon color scheme. Then coming along, we have our sort of classic 7-inch deluxe format that, in addition to Masters of the Universe, we're expanding into Voltron and Toxic Crusaders, looking at some other just kind of classic fun cartoons, Ren and Stimpy, and all of these come with alternate heads, a lot of accessories, swappable parts, and all of that. So it's a fun, posable, very articulated, very detailed set of figures.
Now the Ren and Stimpy is it's going to be $35 for each, or as a 2-pack?
Individually.
Individually.
Yeah.
And Voltron, the plan is to have Voltron and Toxic Crusader. They're going to be articulated. I see the bicep swivel and the elbows and the knees. All that's going to...
Yeah, correct. That's exactly right. So they will family exactly with the existing Club Grayskull and Classics style figures. Same thing with Conan, which we're showing for the first time here, another early sample here. So that will family along with. And then of course Ninja Turtles we have a little too early to show off at this point, but we have, look for an announcement on those sometime in the next few months.
And now, I don't know if you can tell me, but that's going to be articulated figures, or?
Yep, in the same zone as these other articulated deluxe style figures.
Gotcha.
And then with the Masters of the Universe, next wave of the classics here, we have He-Man, Skeletor, Hyper Skeletor, and Karg, as designed by William Stout. And these are incredible sculptures. Four Horsemen did these as well, and they've done, just an incredible job. You can stare at these for hours and hours. So we're very excited to be putting these out.
The pre-orders for these are open now?
No, the pre-order for this will be the month of March.
Okay, the month of March.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And when will they be available?
They will ship, it'll be something like July, thereabouts. And then here we have this is Club Grayskull Wave 4 of the Masters of the Universe line. This pre-order has already took place in January. And so this pre-order is now closed, but they're rad, so we wanted to show them off. And then down here we have more of the Masters of the Universe cartoon-inspired vintage figures. So these are the classic Masters of the Universe figures, but changed so that they match the character designs as they were on the cartoon. And we have Wave 1 is out, Wave 2 is shipping soon, Wave 3 is currently on pre-order, and the new Wave 4 is being shown for the first time with Buzz-Off, Evil Seed, Evil Lyn, Shadow Weaver, Stratos. And And then, of course, we'll have the Snake Mountain pre-order will begin in May. And I don't have a final price just yet, but we'll be announcing all the details of that very shortly here after Toy Fair. And then this is sort of a summary of some of the reaction figures we put out over the last year or so. We've got some newer ones, including the Lucha Libre figures, Blue Demon Solar, Teneblius Jr., Planet of the Apes Wave 2 just came out recently, as well as all the aliens you could ever want, all the misfits you could ever want, and of course more Masters of the Universe and Street Fighter. So this is our new Super Sports line, where we're applying the same reaction aesthetic to classic Major League Baseball stars. Jackie Robinson, whose 100th birthday is this year, Willie Mays, Joe DiMaggio, Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, and so on and so forth. These will be available this summer, and then after this initial wave, we'll expand to additional teams, additional players, modern players in the future, as well as the baseball mascots, the Philly Fanatic, Mr. Met, the Crazy Crab from San Francisco, and a bunch of other ones that I can't show quite yet.
Not yet.
Not quite yet. And then the bullpen carts, it's kind of a throwback to back in the olden days when they would take the relief pitchers from the bullpen out to the dugout in a little golf cart with a baseball cap on it. So we're going to make, these will be die-cast, little die-cast race car style, and those will be available later this summer as well. And then just like the buckets we saw on the horror side, we have some baseball buckets coming, both team buckets and mascots. And then, of course, you can get your drive-through drinkware, so you can drink your favorite beverage and watch your favorite team. And then in the blind box assortment, we have a variety of Keshi figures, muscle figures, and reaction figures. The new announcement here is Toxic Crusaders. They come in a slime can with characters from the original toy line in all kinds of neon and glow-in-the-dark slime colors. And then Robotech, of course, has been out for a minute. And then on the reaction side, we're going into blind box with Iron Maiden, Masters of the Universe in a villains assortment as well as a heroes assortment. And each of the colorways on these standard figures are a little bit different from the original parted releases. These are made to match the cartoon color schemes as opposed to the old ones. And then below that we have Universal Monsters Keshi. We'll have 2 waves of Frankenstein, Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Mummy, and all of their friends. And those will be out a bit later this late spring, early summer. And then, of course, Muscle, Masters of the Universe, Aliens, Mega Man, and She-Ra and Horde, also in a blind box, and Transformers. Alien, the one that started it all. And then coming later this year, we'll have Peanuts Keshi. This particular wave is baseball themed. And in addition to that, we have Keshi from Kiwi's Playhouse. We've got the Playhouse Band, Globy, Cherry, Conky, and of course, the King of Cartoons. And then on reaction figures, we have a whole case of brand new things that we're showing here. We have Nosferatu and Toxic Avenger are back in stock, and the heavy metal line expands to include Ozzy Osbourne, the War Pig of Motorhead, Vic Rattlehead from Megadeth, and Papa Emeritus from Ghost, and as well as Slayer, the Minotaur from Show No Mercy. And next to those, we have the second wave of our own series, The Worst. The first wave has come and gone. These are all a line of only villains created by Super7, and this is our second wave here. These will be available in a few weeks. And more Pee-wee. These are reaction figures that will be out later this summer. We've got Pee-wee, Cherry, Captain Carl, and of course another Conky over here. And then my favorite, we've got Beavis and Butthead. You've got them on their regular outfits, their Burger World outfits, and of course you got to have the great Cornholio.
Cornholio!
Exactly. And then Transformers are going into reaction as well. This will be late in 2019. Optimus Prime, Megatron, Soundwave, and of course Bumblebee's got to be a little bit shorter because he's just a little guy. And then They Live, classic John Carpenter movie. You've got the alien guy, the alien gal, and of course John Nada. He comes with a couple guns, another gun tucked in his belt, but no bubble gum because he's all out.
No bubble gum. Now this, I've noticed. Not to compare, but
sure.
You know, there's a few other brands that are doing They Live. Mm-hmm. That license like suddenly just kind of appeared. You know?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't. As far as I know, there's no like suddenly it was available. It seems like we all just kind of had the idea about the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Due to current events, maybe.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. Then here we have Aliens, the second movie in the Aliens franchise. We have some colonial Marines. We have Vasquez, Hicks, Hudson. Hudson has an additional head for the Game Over Man. And then we have Ripley and Newt, and Bishop will be separatable into two parts, so you can recreate the part where the Queen cuts him in half. And then of course, new movie, new Xenomorphs. These are accurate to the suits from the second movie. No clear dome, different feet, different poses. Because you can never have enough animals.
No.
And then Rocky IV, we have the classic fight between Rocky and Ivan Drago. And we've got clean and beat up versions. We've got Apollo Creed. Rocky in his winter training gear from when he was in Siberia or whatever. And of course, you got to have Polly's robot with the birthday cake.
I think you guys are probably the first to do the robot. I don't think I've seen anybody.
As far as I know, this is the first. Maybe there's something really obscure out there that I don't know about. But then another, I don't know if it's a first. I've never seen, for RoboCop here, I've never seen a toy of the toxic waste guy from the end. Maybe that's out there.
I've never seen that either. I think that's that, and I can't remember the guy with the glasses. His name in the back.
Oh, the I'd buy that.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun line, and then of course we've got the enormous Ed 209. That is a giant figure compared to these reactions.
Now the Ed 209 is going to be a deluxe, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. You got the unmasked RoboCop there?
Yeah, we got unmasked, we got regular RoboCop, and
battle
we got
damage.
Battle Damage, yeah. And then down here on the last shelf, we've got Teen Wolf. Of course, everybody loves Teen Wolf. Right next to that is Breakin', the classic 80s breakdancing movie. Got Turbo, Ozone, and Special K. And then Wave 5 of Masters of the Universe reaction here is focused on She-Ra and Horde. And you have Hordak, where you can swap the arms out for the arm cannon. Mantenna's eyes pop out, and a whole mess of modulogs. And the last one we have here is the second wave of Universal Monsters. So this follows right on the heels of Universal Wave 1, and now we have Dracula, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Phantom, and The Revenge of the Creature.
Thank you for taking the time with us.
There you have it.
It's a pleasure. Looking at a lot of, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I'm not a reaction fan. The 5-point articulation really never did it for me, but looking at the properties you have here, just RoboCop, Rocky, the great Cornholio, seeing all these, I'm a fan. and
Good.
I'll definitely have to pick some of these up. Thank you again.
You bet. Thank you.